Hi, hello, good day, everyone. Welcome to a lecture again on the subject animal science. And for this day, we'll be talking about another very important system in the animal body, which is the cardiovascular system. Now, your cardiovascular system is important in animals. It comprises of the heart, the blood, and the blood vessels. So, yun yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Ang pinaka-function niya is to circulate blood all throughout the animal body para mag-deliver ng oxygen, for example, para mag-deliver ng nutrients, hormones to different tissues and organs in the body, and at the same time to remove waste products katulad ng carbon dioxide. So pag-uusapan natin yung mga different parts, major parts of the cardiovascular system. First and foremost, of course, yung heart. Now, your heart is also called as the body's central pump. So, ito yung nagpapump ng dugo papunta sa iba't ibang parts, papunta sa iba't ibang tissues and organs of the animal. Mostly ang heart in the animal body is located in the middle part of the lungs, okay? Medyo on the left side. But this is a central organ in the circulatory system. And ini-ensure niya na continuous lang yung flow ng dugo to all parts of the body. Now, what are the parts of the heart? And how does blood flow in the heart? So first, I want you to notice this diagram. And pansinin nyo na merong diagram dito na merong part ng diagram that is colored blue and my part that is colored red. Right? The colored blue one is just a legend or kumbaga ito lang ay indicator na yung mga dugo dito sa blue part na to is deoxygenated, which means blood na walang oxygen. Whereas the part that is colored red, yan naman yung oxygenated blood, which are blood na galing na sa lungs and may oxygen na siya, papunta na siya sa different parts of the body. And if you can see, based on the color, it is also subdivided into your right part of the heart and left part of the heart. Now, before you judge me na hindi ko alam yung right at left ko, ang ibig ko sabihin na right dyan is right sa perspective ng animal. So, kung ano yung right nyo dyan, yung opposite nun, yun yung right nung animal. And kung ano yung left nyo, yung opposite nun, yun yung left ng animal. So, the heart is divided into the right and left part by structure, this one, yung nasa gitna, and we call this structure as the septum. Right? So, the septum divides the heart into, sorry, walang E yun ha, divides the heart into the right and left parts. So that's septum. Septum. Yan. Now, another important one na kailangan nyo ring matandaan sa pag-aaral ng heart or parts of the heart, especially in the study of heart blood flow, is that the heart is composed of upper and lower chambers. So, meron kang chamber dito sa taas, okay? And meron kang chamber dito sa baba. Now, the upper chambers, we call that as the atrium or atria kapag plural form. And yung nasa baba naman, these are your ventricles. So since na-divide ang heart sa left at saka sa right, meron ka ngayong, this one would be your right atrium, this one would be your left ventricle, kasi V nasa baba. Yung nasa taas naman dito is your left atria, or left atrium, and yung nasa baba would be your left ventricle. So this should be right ventricle. So ano ba kasi ang purpose ng atria or atrium? Yung atrium, parang yan yung lobby ng dugo. So yan yung waiting area ng dugo. Kasi from the atrium, nagfo-flow ang dugo from the atrium going to the ventricles. And ano naman ang ginagawa ng ventricles? Ventricles, yan yung chamber ng heart that actually does the pumping out of the blood. Either papunta sa katawan or papunta sa lungs. So you just want to establish these major parts para mas madali nating sundan yung nangyayari sa blood flow sa puso. Okay? So, since I have already established this, let us now move forward to how the blood flows in the heart. So, ito po, ipapakita ko na sa inyo yung proseso. So, first and foremost, dito tayo sa side ng blue part, magsisimula yung blood, let's say, papasok yung deoxygenated blood. Papasok yung deoxygenated blood dyan. And dyan, papunta sa yung right atrium. Okay. Now, itong passageway pala na to, kung saan papasok yung blood papunta sa right atrium, we call this one, and this one, we call this as the vena cava. Okay, vena cava po yan. Now, yung nasa taas, we call it as the superior vena cava, and yung nasa baba, the inferior vena cava. Now, the blood from the right atrium will now enter into the right ventricle. That is still the oxygenated blood. Ngayon, kung papansin niyo, bago siya pumasok, meron siyang door na dadaanan. May pintuan. And we call this door, it's a valve, no? We call this valve your tricuspid valve. So, bakit siya tricuspid? Well, kung pintuan yung analogy natin, isipin nyo na lang, tatlong pinto. Okay? So, there's 3 valves there, or 3 muscle groups there, na ang pinaka-purpose niya, once na pumasok yung dugo sa right ventricle, magko-close yung tricuspid valve na yan para hindi na siya bumalik, para yung dugo hindi na babalik sa right atrium. Yun yung purpose ng mga valves pala natin. Specifically, itong tricuspid valve, it prevents the backflow of blood from the right ventricle going back to the right atrium. Now, bakit ba kasi magkakaroon ng backflow? Well, kasi itong right ventricle mo, siya yung magpapump ngayon ng blood. Pag nagpump yan ng blood, ayaw natin na yung blood bumalik sa right atrium. Kaya meron kang tricuspid valve doon na magko-close para makontrol yung backflow na yun. Now, from the right ventricle, magpapump na ngayon itong right ventricle mo, palabas na ngayon yung blood. So, papasok siya dito sa another valve here. We call this as the pulmonary valve. Pulmonary valve, right? So from the right ventricle, magpapump yung blood going to the pulmonary valve and into what we call as the pulmonary artery. Now, when you say pulmonary, kapag narinig niyo yung word na pulmonary, it just pertains to the lungs. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga dugo na dadaan dyan, papunta yan sa baga, papunta sa lungs, or palabas sa lungs. Now, when you say pulmonary artery, this now carries the oxygenated blood papunta sa lungs para mangolekta na ngayon ng oxygen. Now, artery is the blood vessel that carries blood away from the heart. So, it carries blood away from the heart into the lungs para kumuha ngayon ng dugo. So, from the pulmonary artery, yung dugo pupunta ngayon sa lungs. So, pupunta sa side na yan, pupunta rin sa side na to, kasi ang lungs naman ng hayop ay dalawa, para mangolekta ngayon ng oxygen. Oxygen. So, once nakakolekta na yan ng oxygen, babalik na ngayon yan sa puso. Babalik siya, saan? Dito sa area na to. Right? And we call this blood vessel as your pulmonary vein. So, pulmonary vein naman na, kung saan babalik yung oxygenated blood na. So, ibig sabihin, since galing na yan sa lungs, yung dugo na dyan, punong-puno na ng oxygen. Babalik siya ngayon sa heart para maipump sa buong parts ng body. Ang entryway niya would be through the pulmonary vein. Now, these are already oxygenated blood. As we can see in the figure, red na. Nasa red part na tayo. And saan siya unang papasok? Pagkarating niya sa pulmonary vein, papasok siya sa iyong left atrium. Right? So, sa left atrium, maipapump ulit siya or magfo-flow siya sa right ventricle. And as you can see, meron ulit siyang valve na pagdadaanan dyan. Meron ulit door na pagdadaanan. And this time around, we call this door as the bicuspid. Okay. So kanina, tricuspid kasi 3 muscle groups or 3 muscles. This one, bicuspid, 2 muscles, parang dalawang pinto, yung valve na magsasara ngayon. Okay? So yan yung magsasara para ma-prevent yung backflow of blood from the right ventricle going back to the, sorry, this would be right atrium, not left. Sorry. No, it's wrong. Balik natin. Nasa left part na tayo. So backtrack tayo. So sa left atrium, papasok yung dugo galing sa pulmonary vein. And sa left atrium, ipupunta niya yung dugo sa left ventricle. Now, you have the bicuspid valve. It prevents the backflow of blood from the left ventricle going back to the left atrium. So, yung left ventricle mo, yan na ngayon yung chamber of the heart na pinaka makapal yung muscle. Why? Kasi yung left ventricle mo, siya na ngayon yung magpapump ng heart papunta sa iba't ibang part ng animal body. Kaya siya makapal. So it will pump the blood out here, papunta sa isang blood vessel group, again, we call as the aorta. Yung aorta, yan yung pinakamalaking artery. Yan yung pinakamalaking artery in the animal body. So into the different parts, from the aorta into the different parts of the body, and back again to your vena cava. Right? Back again to your vena cava. So yan yung whole process ng heart blood flow. So ulitin ko lang. First, the oxygenated blood will enter your vena cava. Then, it will go to your right atrium. Right atrium. Then, papasok siya sa tricuspid valve. Dadaanan niya yung tricuspid valve, which prevents the backflow from the right ventricle to the right atrium, to the right ventricle, into your pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery into your lungs para kumuha ng oxygen. Tapos, from the lungs, pupunta ngayon siya sa pulmonary vein. Yun yung entry point niya sa heart. Into the left atrium. That will now move to the left ventricle, pero dadaanan niya muna yung bicuspid valve, which we also call, by the way, as your mitral valve, to prevent the backflow of blood from the left ventricle going to the left atrium. And into the different parts of the body, particularly magsisimula siya sa aorta, which is the largest artery of the heart. So that's a simple process on how blood flows in the heart. Now, medyo magulo kasi drawing ko yan, but let's simplify it with a better drawing. So we have this one now. So sabi ko, magsisimula tayo sa vena cava. So ito yon, yung area na yan. And then pupunta sa right atrium. Here. Dadaanan niya ngayon yung tricuspid valve, that one, into the right ventricle. Pag nag-pump yung right ventricle mo, yung tricuspid valve magsasara para ma-prevent yung blood flow from the right ventricle going to the right atrium. So magpa-pump yung right ventricle. Dadaan siya sa pulmonary artery here, papunta sa lungs. Ngayon, kapag nasa lungs na yung blood, mangongolekta yan ng oxygen, and then babalik siya ngayon sa heart. Through the entryway, dyan, yan yung pulmonary vein. Okay? And then, after going to the pulmonary vein, pupunta na ngayon siya sa left atrium. So, dyan na part. And then from the left atrium, papasok siya sa left ventricle. But again, may dadaanan ulit siyang valve dyan. We call that valve as the mitral valve. And from the left ventricle, heart will be pumped out, going to the body, through the aorta, and from the aorta to the different parts of your body. So that is a short discussion or a short summary on how blood flows in the heart of the animal body. Now, you have to understand na yung pumping and feeling of the heart, the pumping and feeling of blood in the heart is being done by the mechanism of diastole and systole. Kapag sinabi nating diastole, yan po yung relaxation na part. Okay? Diastole, magre-relax yung heart, and kapag siya ay nag-relax, it will fill in blood. Right? So ito yung relaxed state ng ating heart. When the heart relaxes, then parang balloon, mangongolekta yan ng hangin. In our case, mangongolekta yung heart mo ng dugo. Now, yung pumping mechanism, we call that now as your systole. So this is now the contraction of the heart. Now, once the heart contracts, then it will now pump blood to the lungs and to the different parts of the body. Now, in order for us to understand diastole and systole in relation to the heart blood flow, I will show you this diagram. So, for example, diastole, nagre-relax yung ating heart para mangolekta ng dugo. So, kapag yung dugo ay papunta sa iyong right atrium, so the right atrium is filled with blood, that is diastole. If the right ventricle is filled with blood, that is also diastole. If the left atrium is filled with blood, diastole din yan. If the left ventricle is filled with blood, that is also a diastole. So, nagre-relax para kumalat ng dugo. Ang systole mo naman, yan na yung nagpapump. So, from the right ventricle, for example, it will pump blood out to the heart into the lungs. So, that's systole. That's contraction, that's pumping. From your left ventricle naman, magpapump to the different parts of the body through the aorta, then that's still systole. Nagko-contract na ngayon yung puso. So that is how heart works in summary through the systole and diastole. Now, another important organ of the heart or another important component of your cardiovascular system would be the blood. Now, your blood is the transport medium of the cardiovascular system. Isipin nyo na lang na yung blood nyo, yan yung delivery vehicle. Okay? And what does the blood deliver? It delivers oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and waste products to the different tissues, to the different organs of the body. And your blood is composed of two major components. Your blood is composed of two major components. Isa sa mga major component niya is what we call as blood plasma. Now, your blood plasma is the water part of the animal's blood. Kapag kumuha ka ng dugo ng hayop, and nilagay mo sa test tube, tapos nilagay mo sa centrifuge, mapapansin mo maghihiwalay yung mga different components of the blood. So the first major component, yan yung plasma, yan yung tubig, yan yung water component ng blood. But aside from water, it is also composed of proteins, nutrients, and electrolytes. And your blood plasma, yan yung pinakamaraming component ng iyong dugo. That is around 55% of the total blood volume. Now, the other major component is what we call as the cellular component. So, yung cellular component mo, nandyan na yung white blood cells, platelets, and red blood cells. And for a comparison, ang white blood cells and platelets mo will only amount to less than 1% total of the blood. Whereas yung red blood cells mo, that's around 45% total of the blood. So, dako tayo dun sa cellular components of the blood. We have the red blood cells, and the red blood cells, we also name this as erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. Ano ang pinaka-function ng red blood cells? Well, these cells, they are the oxygen carriers. Yun talaga yung binubuhat nila. Meron silang special protein, and yung special protein na to, we call it as hemoglobin. Now, hemoglobin, para siyang magnet ng oxygen. So kapag pupunta yan sa lungs, yung hemoglobin, siya yung mag-a-attract ng oxygen para may mabuhat na ngayon na oxygen yung iyong mga red blood cells papunta sa different parts of the body. Now, your hemoglobin, ang important component ng hemoglobin would be your micronutrient iron. Kaya kailangan ng hayop na enough or sufficient yung kanyang iron kasi mahalaga yan para sa pag-flow ng oxygen sa animal body. If you can also notice, your red blood cells are shaped like flattened disc. Para siyang platito. Now, bakit siya parang platito? Para mas malaki yung large surface area niya. Kasi kapag mas malaki yung large surface area, mas marami siyang madadalang oxygen papunta sa different parts of the body. Your red blood cells also do not have, yung red blood cells mo, wala siyang nucleus. So, ang primarily lang talaga na purpose niya ay to store more hemoglobin and to store more oxygen. Another structure, another component of your blood cells would be your platelets. Your platelets are also called thrombocytes. Thrombocytes. And this blood cell is very important because it is responsible for clotting. Kapag may cut or may damage doon sa blood vessel ng ating hayop, yung platelets yung pumupunta doon sa site na yon para isara at ma-stop yung bleeding. Yung platelets mo kasi meron niyang mga proteins. And yung proteins na yun yung ginagamit nila to seal wounds. So they stick to those wound part para i-release yung chemical and magti-trigger na ngayon ng clotting process. Kaya kahit na nasugatan yung ating hayop or kahit na tayo ay nasugatan, hindi tuloy-tuloy yung pag-agos palabas ng dugo. Yun ang purpose ng platelets. And lastly, we have your white blood cells, which we also call as leukocytes. Your white blood cells are the warriors of the blood cells. Why? Kasi sila yung nagde-defend. They are very important in terms of fighting infection and fighting against foreign invaders. Yun ang ginagawa ng white blood cells natin. They attack, kumare, yung mga pathogens na pumapasok sa hayop like bacteria, viruses, fungi, and others. So you have three major types of white blood cells. Yun yung pag-uusapan natin. We have neutrophils, lymphocytes, and monocytes. Ano-ano kaya yung mga functions ng white blood cells na to? Unahin natin yung neutrophil. Yung neutrophil mo, kumbaga parang sila yung pulis sa iyong mga white blood cells. Why? Because they are the first responders. They are the first to respond. So sila yung parang frontline. Ang mga neutrophils, kapag nakakakita sila ng pathogen, they will attack it immediately. However, your neutrophil is only attacking, primarily, they are only attacking bacteria and fungal pathogen. But they are very active. Kapag nakita nila yung bacteria, kapag nakita nila yung fungal pathogen, aatakihin agad ng neutrophil. Yan. And how do they attack it? They use a process called phagocytosis. Phagocytosis simply means ini-engulf or kinakain ni neutrophil yung pathogen na to, na bacteria or fungi. Your neutrophil is also the most abundant white blood cells, comprising around 50 to 70% of your white blood cells. Pero kahit na abundant sila, since they are the first to respond, mabilis lang din yung lifespan ng mga neutrophil. Mabilis lang silang mamatay. Kasi nga sila yung frontline mo, they are the first to attack, they are the first to defend the body against the threat, so their lifespan is also short. Around days only. Okay? Now, the next type of WBC would be your lymphocyte. And yung lymphocyte mo naman, Kung yung neutrophil mo, sila yung first responders, your lymphocyte, they are like your special forces. Okay? Sila specialista. And specialist sila, why? Because they specially attack only virus and cancer cells. Okay? So medyo specialized yung kanilang function kasi meron silang target. Ito lang yung inaatake nila, virus and cancer cells. And there are different types of lymphocytes. Meron tayong tinatawag, for example, na B cells. B cells, these are the type of lymphocytes na ang pinakatrabaho nila is like they are markers. Nagpuproduce sila ng antibodies. And itong antibodies na to ay para siyang tracking device na ididikit nila doon sa virus or cancer cell such that other lymphocyte will attack it. Yun lang ang purpose ng B cells. They do not directly attack the virus or the cancer cell, but they just attach to them a marker na, hoy, since may marker yan, ito dapat yung atakihin na microorganism. We also have T cells. Okay? And your T cells has two parts. The first one would be your cytotoxic T cells. And the next one would be your helper T cells. Yung cytotoxic T cells mo, yan yung parang sniper. Sila talaga yung pumapatay ng virus and cancer cells. Kapag nakita ni cytotoxic T cells na may mark yung microorganism na yon, agad-agad niyang pinapatay. Yung helper T cells mo, yan yung parang kapitan nitong cytotoxic at ni B cell. Yung helper T cells mo, it coordinates the movement of both the B cells and the cytotoxic cells. So si helper cells mo, coordinating lang yung ginagawa niya. It is not directly killing the virus or the cancer cells. So it coordinates, for example, yung helper cells mo, it coordinates the B cells to attach a particular antibody to a particular microorganism. And it also signals, the helper cells also signals the cytotoxic cells na yun na yung kailangan mong puksain na microorganism. Now, aside from the B cells and T cells, we also have the natural killers. Itong natural killers, yan yung mga part ng lymphocyte na pumapatay ng microorganisms kahit na yung microorganism mo na yun ay walang mark of antibody. So kahit na walang mark of antibody, it can destroy cancer cells. It can destroy viruses even without the need for these antibodies. Yun yung ginagawa ng natural killers mo. Kumbaga, they do things on their own. Yan. Now, your lymphocytes are the second major component of your WBC in terms of population. So second na pinakamarami kasi yung pinakamarami mo is yung neutrophil. Your lymphocytes could be around 20 to 40% of the WBC, right? And at the same time, yung lymphocyte mo, pangmatagalan sila. It would take months and years for them. So matagal ang buhay ng mga lymphocytes. And these lymphocytes can actually develop what we call as memory cells. Right? So kumbaga, naaalala nila yung pathogen na pumasok sa katawan ng hayop para kapag napasok ulit, agad-agad nilang kokontrahin. Nagkakaroon sila ng memory on those specific pathogens na pumasok doon sa katawan ng hayop. So those are your lymphocytes. And the last type of your WBC would be your monocytes. And your monocytes are like your cleanup crew. Right? Cleanup crew, and at the same time, sila rin ay parang mga patrol guards. So they move around the body, detecting and engulfing yung mga dead cells and other debris na galing doon sa giyera ng neutrophil, lymphocyte, and the pathogens. Ang lifespan ng monocytes, medyo matagal rin. It can last 2 days, 2 months, depending on the role that they are playing. Pero ang monocyte mo, yan yung pinaka-kaunti na part ng white blood cells that they are only around 2 to 8% of the white blood cells. So isipin nyo lang, ang monocyte, para silang mga garbage collector. Kung ano yung mga debris na nakuha dun sa giyera ni neutrophil at lymphocyte, eating away or destroying the pathogen, then they are the cleanup crews. After your blood, another important organ or component of your cardiovascular system is your blood vessels. So your blood vessels, yan yung piping system ng dugo. Diyan po dumadaan ang dugo. Okay? So they are the network of highways where blood flows. Now, what are the different types of blood vessels, by the way? First, we have what we call as our artery. Now, artery, these are the blood vessels that carries blood away from the heart. So think of A. So this A, artery, yan yung blood vessel that carries blood away from the heart, palabas sa puso. Mostly, ang kinikerry niya is oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood kasi galing sa puso yan. Right? So oxygenated blood yung kinikerry ng artery except for what we call as pulmonary artery. Kung babalikan natin yung lesson natin doon sa blood flow in the heart, yung pulmonary artery, deoxygenated blood ang hawak niyan kasi papunta po yan sa lungs. Okay? However, yung artery through the aorta, basically, yun yung pinakamalaking artery ng hayop, yung aorta, palabas yan from the heart. So, yung opposite ni artery would be your veins. Your veins carries blood back to the heart. So your veins carries blood back to the heart. Yun ang purpose niya. Mostly deoxygenated ang binubuhat ni vein. Ibig sabihin mga blood na walang dugo. Except for pulmonary vein. Kasi yung pulmonary vein yan yung entry point ng dugo na galing sa lungs. So oxygenated po yan except for the pulmonary vein. So ang matatandaan nyo na basta sa vein, it carries blood to the heart. So towards the heart, that's vein. Yung mga maliliit naman na blood vessels mo that actually does the exchange of substances, the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, ang tawag mo dyan, capillaries. Okay? So they are the blood vessels between the tissues para mag-diffuse doon, magkaroon ng exchanges of nutrients, exchanges of gas, exchanges of carbon dioxide, and oxygen. And in terms of the thickness ng mga to, ang pinakamakapal is yung artery mo. Bakit pinakamakapal yung artery? Well, because kailangan niyang i-hold or i-withstand yung high pressure created by the heart. You have to understand that your artery carries blood away from the heart. And sa kanya nang gagaling yung pinaka-malakas na pressure. So dapat makapal siya para hindi bumubulwak yung dugo kapag dumaan dyan sa artery. Yung pinakamanipis is yung capillary. Bakit pinakamanipis yung capillary? Kasi dyan po nangyayari yung exchanges of gas and exchanges of minerals. So kailangan manipis siya para yung mga substances na to, it can pass through its wall and into the different tissues of the animal body. Yung second na pinakamakapal is the vein. So yung vein mo hindi kasing kapal ng artery. Why? Because yung vein diyan napapunta, diyan dumadaloy yung mga dugo na pabalik na sa puso. Kapag yung dugo ay pabalik na sa puso, hindi na niya kailangan ng mataas na pressure yan. Kapag mataas yung pressure na pabalik sa puso, medyo alanganin na yan sa katawan ng hayop. So yung vein mo, hindi ganun kataas yung pressure na dumadaloy sa kanya, kaya okay lang na manipis yung kanyang walls. Okay? So it is less muscular, but it is stretchy. Para din ma-assist yung flow of blood from the different parts of the body going into the heart. And at the same time, yung veins mo pala, may mga valves yung mga yan. So ano yung purpose ng valves? Katulad nung sa heart natin, it ensures na may iwasan yung backflow ng dugo. Yun yung purpose ng valves. So those are the three major parts of the cardiovascular system. We have the heart, we have the blood, and the blood vessels. Ano kaya yung partner ng cardiovascular system? Ang partner ng cardiovascular system is what we term as the lymphatic system. Your cardiovascular system is pumping blood to the animal's body all throughout, right? But you have to understand na kapag dumadaan yung dugo dun, is particularly sa blood vessel ng ating hayop, may mga leakage na nangyayari dyan. It's not a leakage of blood, but it's the leakage of fluids, or we can say the leakage of plasma. Now, kapag nag-leak yung mga yan doon sa blood vessels natin, so kapag nagkaroon ng leakage, we call these fluids, we call this as lymph. Ngayon, kapag hindi yan bumalik sa circulation, nagkakaroon ngayon ng swelling or edema na tinatawag. So sa tao, nagkakaroon ng tinatawag nating pamamanas. Right? So your lymphatic system is very important system in partnership with the cardiovascular system. Kasi kapag may excess fluid doon sa tissue, it is your lymphatic system that gets this excess fluid pabalik sa iyong cardiovascular system. At the same time, your lymphatic system has a very important immune defense purpose through what we call as lymph nodes. So yung lymph nodes mo, yan yung part ng lymphatic system kung saan maraming mga white blood cells dyan. So kumbaga checkpoint siya para kapag yung mga excess fluids na check kung mayroon bang bacteria na nasagap, mayroon bang pathogen na nasagap, para kapag mayroon, hindi siya babalik doon sa circulation ng katawan. Okay, so these are the lymph nodes. They are the checkpoints in your lymph vessels. By the way, your lymph vessels function similarly with your blood vessels. Pero yung lymph vessels mo, hindi siya, it is not the piping system of blood, but rather the piping system of lymph, which is the excess fluids na nakokolekta sa mga blood tissues when the cardiovascular system is pumping blood to the different parts of the body. So if we're going to zoom in, ganito yung function ng ating lymphatic system. So yung blood vessels mo, may mga spaces yan dun sa kanyang walls. So maglalabas yan ngayon ng fluid, right? So ito yung fluid. The yellow part would be your fluids na mailalabas yan ngayon sa body tissues. Okay? So mangongolekta yung fluid sa body tissues, so kailangan mo ng lymph vessel. So yung lymph vessel, kukunin niya yung excess fluids na yan, right? Kukunin niya, pabalik sa circulation, pabalik sa cardiovascular circulation. But before siya bumalik, kailangan niya i-ensure na yung mga lymph na kanyang nakokolekta malinis. Kaya yung lymphatic system natin may mga lymph nodes siya. So ito yon. Lymph nodes, this one. Okay, ang pinaka-purpose ng lymph nodes to ensure na yung mga lymph na bumabalik doon sa ating cardiovascular system malinis. Kasi yung mga lymph nodes na yan, may mga white blood cells dyan that screens the lymph from against pathogens. So kailangan i-make sure niya na kung ano yung nakolektang excess fluid sa katawan, wala po yung halong bacteria, walang halong pathogen, walang halong virus, etc. Para pagbalik sa cardiovascular system ng katawan, malinis. So that is an overview of the cardiovascular system and the lymphatic system working in partnership. The cardiovascular system will pump blood to the different parts of the body, and then lumalabas through the blood vessels yung different fluids, extra fluids, we call that as lymph. And then yung lymph na yon, kinokolekta naman ng lymph vessels mo, but before pabalik sa cardiovascular system, it will be screened by your lymph nodes. So by the way, kung kinolekta na ng lymph vessel yung excess fluid, saan siya bumabalik? Tingin nyo. Bumabalik ba siya sa vein or bumabalik siya sa artery? If we're going to notice this model, bumabalik yung excess fluid, yung lymph natin, hindi sa artery, kasi sa artery masyado pang malakas yung pressure dyan. So kumbaga kapag ibinalik niya yan, baka ibulwak din palabas doon sa lymph vessel. So ibinabalik ni lymph vessel yung fluid, yung lymph sa vein, hindi sa artery. And that's it for today. That is cardiovascular system and lymphatic system. I hope you've learned something na magagamit nyo sa inyong pag-aaral. Thank you.